Welcome. It's so wonderful to be with you all on such a special day. Over a decade in the making, the moment has finally arrived. We are proud and honored to introduce the Museum of the Jewish People. A new museum deserves a new name. The Hebrew word anu means we, us, and it embodies everything the new museum stands for, a place where everyone feels they belong. So before we take a tour of the museum itself, here, for the first time, is our brand new name and logo. Anu, Museum of the Jewish People. Yes, we picked quite a year to launch, didn't we? But we're not inaugurating a museum for a month, a season, or even a year. No, we are opening a museum for a generation. The purpose and relevance of the museum is today more apparent than ever. At a time of growing challenges, it has never been more important to underscore all the things that bind us together as a people. Our shared history, culture, and values. The strengthening of this sense of belonging is the foundational role of this institution. It is our single mission. You'll get a taste of all the wonders the museum has to offer, the countless stories it tells, and the various approaches we chose in telling them. Your tour of the largest and most comprehensive Jewish museum in the world begins now.
Wow, what a challenge! A challenge that required me to completely immerse myself in the Jewish story for a decade. This project is unlike anything I have done in the past. I'm mainly referring to the intellectual and emotional scope of this project, to tell the amazing story of the Jewish people in its entirety.
Our journey begins in the present, with the spectacular mosaic that is the Jewish people today. At the entrance to the museum, you will meet Jewish individuals and families from all over the world, sharing the unique stories of their Jewish identity.
Hola, soy Simcha Duhov.
Hi, I'm Hannah from Northwest London.
We encounter the rich tapestry of Jewish denominations and ethnic backgrounds, meet people from all corners of the world in all walks of life, and see them realizing their Jewish identity in a myriad of different ways. A huge section of the museum is dedicated to Jewish culture in all its magnificent forms and facets, as well as the extraordinary individuals who have made such outstanding contributions to it. We look at television and film, including everything from Bollywood to Hollywood. Through dance and theater, literature and art. Not to mention music, which takes us from lullabies to rock, from classical to liturgical, from the Gershwin brothers to the Al-Kuwaiti brothers. And as long as we're talking brothers, the Marx Brothers and other Jewish heroes of comedy are obviously represented too. As our chief curator, Dr. Orit Shacham Gover, always says, we're not able to travel back in time, but the objects we choose to display in the museum were there, in real time. The history they witnessed and the stories they tell comprise the narrative which is the history of the Jewish people. While the first level of visitors' encounter is a vast open space showcasing Jewish identity and culture, the second level is a historical journey that begins with Abraham and leads up to the present day. On this voyage, visitors will be able to follow the historical track of the Jewish people, as well as trace their own personal roots. Our new museum has over 20 cutting-edge interactive display areas that help us illuminate the story of the Jewish people. Visitors are invited to cook with the best Jewish chefs, collaborate in creating an original work of art at the culture table, actively learn about the Talmud, or simply navigate the endless universe of prominent Jews and their contributions to humankind. The options are endless, and they're all at your fingertips. Our history is full of countless men and women who have made unique and valuable contributions to the Jewish people and to humankind. Some are very familiar, the faces you'd expect to see at the Museum of the Jewish People. Others are less well known, and their display here in the museum is an opportunity to turn a spotlight their way. There are a variety of ways to tell the inspiring stories of these heroes, whose accomplishments took place in different eras, different locations. And one carryover from the old museum that we all love, 11 exquisite dioramas depicting momentous scenes from Jewish history. The poetry of the Golden Age in Spain is projected on a 3D library, while the flip side of that era, the story of Anusim, crypto-Jews, is told using a technique called rotoscoping, animated tracing over motion picture. Let's take a look. So we've arrived at the end of our tour. And if there's one thing, one message about the museum that we'd like for you to take away with you, it's this: that a visit to the Museum of the Jewish People is a deep, multi-sensory, and completely immersive experience. No virtual tour can replace it, and we simply can't wait for you to experience it here with us in person. We hope today we've succeeded in giving you a taste of everything the museum has to offer. Everything that makes it the most wonderful museum of its kind in the world, and a must-visit site for every Jewish person and anyone interested in Jewish identity, history, and culture. We look forward to hosting you in person, hopefully sooner rather than later, at ANU, Museum of the Jewish People.